My name is Sheryl Matsuoka, the President and CEO of the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association and the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association Educational Foundation. Today, we have two incredible guests joining us as we count down the days to the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association's Food Service Expo, happening on February 26th and 27th. This week, we'll be giving you an exclusive sneak peek into the expo by spotlighting two of our amazing exhibitors, and they'll be bringing the best in cutting-edge technology, innovative products, and fresh solutions tailored to Hawaii's unique food service industry. And that's what makes our expo so special. It's created by the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association for the Hawaiʻi restaurant and food service industry. So may I please have my guests introduce themselves? May I please have Margaret, please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your company and what you're featuring at our expo.
Okay, well, I am so excited to exhibit at the expo. I'm actually a resident of Hawaii and Texas, so I'm also hoping to recruit some vendors to come on over from Texas as well. But I own a company called the Time Group and also one called M6 Degrees. We're in technology, so we're very excited about share some of the case studies that we've been doing with other restaurateurs and companies in the industry, helping them basically drive traffic and increase their revenue, which is exactly what everybody needs to do to kick off this 2025. So I'm very excited that you're having it earlier in the year so that people will be able to take back some of their learnings from the show and put them in play immediately and start to see additional revenues as they load out their plans for 2025. So thank you for having me today, and I'm very excited about the show.
Thank you so much. And you're right. When we chose the date, Miss Margaret, what we had to do is we had to go ahead and say, all right, when is the best time for everyone? We looked at everything going on the West Coast, and my hearts are out to California right now for what they're going through. But we did look at, the Western Food Show, the California, we looked at all of them because we wanted to not, right, Miss Margaret, there's too many shows going on, not interfere with another show. So that's exactly what we did. So we're glad that you can make it. We're glad that you felt that the timing was good. And, the year is an action-packed year full of different types of food shows. Elizabeth, could you please, dear, introduce yourself and a little bit about Sustainable Island Products?
Yes, of course. So my name is Elizabeth Elkjer. I'm the Vice President of Sales for Sustainable Island Products. We are a local family-owned and operated distributor of compostable packaging for the food service industry. So everything that we sell is third-party certified compostable, which makes us a little bit unique in our marketplace for sure. And we've been in operation. This is actually our 10th year. So we're very excited to be having our 10-year anniversary this year and operating statewide. So we have a Kauai warehouse that we just opened, and we're excited to be here and a part of the expo.
I'm so excited to hear you're on Kauai now, Elizabeth. I did not. So I'm so glad that you told me that. I just want to tell a story, and oh my God, Elizabeth, don't make me cry. So what happened was Maui wildfires happened. And I got a call, I got an email. Was it an email or text? Saturday morning at 4 a.m. saying, Sheryl, we have no takeout containers. People are giving us food. It is the Saturday after the wildfires. We don't have any containers. And it was the Salvation Army that called me and said, we have lots of food. People are just like knowing that they have to just empty out all their freezers and refrigerators, right? Because pretty much tourism is going to stop. So we have lots of food. We're barbecuing, but girl, we have nothing to put the food in. Is there any way you can get us some takeout containers and some disposable utensils so that at least the people who have been affected by the wildfires can get the food? And who came to the rescue? it was Sustainable, who said, Sheryl, what do you need? And I just want to thank you. I know that I, thanked you before, but I just want to thank you because this California wildfire that's happening is just really, Ms. Margaret, it's bringing back, I swear, PTSD for me, because what we all went through on Maui is what the California friends are going through right now. So thank you. Thank you so much, because it was a Saturday morning, and then I got an email from Salvation Army saying the product was there by 10 o'clock. Thank you, because we were trying to feed all those people impacted by the Maui Lahaina wildfires. Thank you again.
It's so important to support each other no matter what, but especially when there's hardship like that, that's unimaginable. Hawaii is such a tight-knit community no matter what island you're on. And so for us, it's a no-brainer. If people need help, that's kind of just being a good human being, but it's also just part of us as a company, I guess. It's something we really firmly believe in.
110% demonstrated on that Saturday morning when that call comes through, and I forwarded it out to a few different distributors who I know has takeout containers, and you all answered, and I got a reply back from Salvation Army that they were able to get the food onto takeout containers, and people were in the, as you know, the food line trying to at least get some water and something to eat. So thank you. So
Happy to.
Oh, thank you, sweetie. So I'm so sorry for crying. I normally never cry. Miss Margaret knows that. And I'm just like, so this whole California thing is just getting me all riled up again. My heart goes out to them. So let's talk about the expo, and let's talk about what inspired your company to support the Hawaii Restaurant Association Food Service Expo as an exhibitor. What made you say yes to Sheryl when I said we need exhibitors? And by the way, for those of you members and subscribers who are watching this podcast, we still have slots open for exhibitors. So please reach out to me. Miss Margaret, what inspired you to say yes? Miss Margaret said yes, immediately, as soon as I didn't finish my sentence. And Miss Margaret says, I'm in, and she gave me the name of the company.
Yes. Well, I did hear you say that we might have a chocolate fountain, so that inspired me tremendously. But I'm very excited. I've been a part of the Restaurant Association since 2016. My company's been around for 25 years, and I have so many friends that are restaurateurs that I'm excited to help and see and provide some information. I'm very excited also to interact with the other exhibitors. I think when everybody kind of comes together, the learnings are just amazing. And to your point, from the fire, people are still recovering and rebuilding businesses, and employment is an issue. So the more that we can take away from each other during the show and find cost savings for the restaurateurs and things that will give them tips on HR and hiring and all the different things of all the different exhibitors that you're going to have there. So I've kind of seen your list of who you're looking to attend, and it's a who's who of organizations. So if anybody's out there listening that hasn't signed up yet, I strongly encourage you to sign up as a vendor or a sponsor. And please participate, because there's so much that our Hawaiian businesses still need to accomplish in the next 12 to 72 months, really, as part of the rebuilding. So thank you, Sheryl, for inviting me to participate. And we're very excited to interact with the other vendors and all the restaurateurs that will be coming.
Miss Margaret, always, whenever I put something out to her, Miss Margaret is the type of person who jumps in, not only 2 feet, but also her big heart. She's like, how can I help? Let's get all of the exhibitors together. And as Miss Margaret says, she's all about collaboration. She constantly, right? Miss Margaret is like, how can we help each other? How can we all, right? It's like they say, right? When all ships rise during high tide. So this is an opportunity for all of us to rise together. Thank you so much, Miss Margaret, for being an exhibitor at our show in February. All right, Miss Elizabeth. So it was like you were one of the first to submit your registration form. I just want you to know that, which is why podcast. And on top of that, much I love sustainable, and you all have been supporters of not only the Hawaii Restaurant Association and my Maui story, but the Educational Foundation. You know, we have a fundraiser for the Educational Foundation that raises monies not only for the school grants so that the teachers can they don't have to take money out of their pockets, that we have a grant that they apply for and they can use that grant to help either equip their classrooms or provide product. On top of that, we give out 4 scholarships a year. The fundraiser for the Educational Foundation that Island Sustainable has been supporting is really to support those students. And Miss Margaret, don't even let me start talking about my little Gabby and start crying all over again, because there's so many stories that have come out of our Educational Foundation. Elizabeth, I'll start crying again, right, Miss Margaret?
Well, we don't want that. We don't want you to cry again.
Miss Margaret, my little Gabby. So Elizabeth, thank you so much for being one of the first to turn in your registration form and commit to being part of our expo. What was the reason that you decided to be a part of the Hawaii Restaurant Association Food Service Expo?
As an organization, we're passionate about promoting sustainability, and this expo is the perfect platform for us to be able to network and connect with like-minded businesses and get them the sustainable products that they need.
Very nice. You know, when we first had all those different bills come through, you know, it was you all that really helped us, you know, walk through, and I was able to refer restaurants to Island Sustainable to say these are compliant. You know, as the compliance, you know, as the rules always change, right? We want to be sure that all our restaurants are compliant. So what unique products and services will you be featuring, Miss Margaret, at this show?
Well, we have a reputation management software where we help the restaurateurs. We do a marketing audit for them free of charge to really let them know a baseline where they are on their social media scores, their website, things that they might be doing like email and text messaging and so forth. So we give them feedback free of charge to kind of start a baseline. But then the software that we use basically consolidates all of the social media platforms, Yelp and TripAdvisor and Google and Uber Eats and DoorDash and all of them into one dashboard so that the restaurateur can quickly respond, or we have a program where we can respond for the restaurateur. But we'll have case studies that will be showing them where we've taken a single unit or a franchise group up to 20 units in really less than 6 months, from like a 4.0 to a 4.9. And it's all organic. It's all real, live people answering the reviews. But what the coolest thing about the case studies that the restaurateurs will see is it's really a cultural change. Once the managers of the restaurants see the value of it, they see the added revenue by their Google scores, particularly going up, because I don't think you can name a millennial that's not going to look on Google for their score before they're going to decide which restaurant they're going to go to or not. And in the old days, if you had a score of 4.5, that was actually pretty good. You would get a lot of traffic. But now people are really striving for 4.8, 4.9. And, the competition is pretty tough out there. So as the economy got tight this past year, a lot more people were looking at scores, deciding where they were going to spend their hard-earned money. So we just have a really easy, simple way to help the restaurateurs increase their scores positively, while at the same time creating this very positive culture within their organization where everybody from the dishwasher to the general manager never wants to see any score lower than a 5-star. So if there's a chip on a plate, you're going to see the dishwasher come out and want to change that out and take that dish out of the organization and replace it with one that's not chipped so that they don't get anything lower than a 5-star. So we're very excited about sharing this information with the restaurateurs. And even during the show, we'll actually give out for each restaurateur that attends. We'll give them their current score, and then we'll show them the path of how many reviews they need to get in order to get to that 4.9 5.0 and how quickly they can get to it.
I love it. I love it. And it's not only the millennials, Miss Margaret, it's me too, the baby boomers that look at Google before and Yelp and everything else before we go to a new restaurant, right? And it's not only here, but as you mentioned, you know, wherever we're traveling, we always do that. So great service, Miss Margaret. Great service. Thank you for doing that for our restaurateurs because they do need the assistance. You know, they really need their assistance, and everyone knows how those ratings affects the foot traffic coming to our restaurants. So thank you. All right, Miss Elizabeth. Oh my goodness, compostable, PFAS. You know what I deal with all the time, right? And all these things get thrown at us. So share with our members and our viewers, what are some of the unique products that Island Sustainable will be Sustainable Island will be featuring at the exhibit?
So we'll be showcasing all of our fully compliant, certified compostable, no added PFAS products. The full line of compostable packaging, everything from the clear products that have high visibility to fiber products that are more functional potentially. But also everything that we do is made from a renewable resource. So that is another added benefit that's really neat with it. But we have increased our custom branding solutions. So we'll be showcasing some of our custom branding solutions, even beyond what we've been doing up to this point, and looking to help restaurants elevate their style and still keep sustainability at the heart of their goals.
Love it. Love it. You always are adding in new products.
That's the goal, right? We want to be innovative.
Always adding on new products. So the restaurant industry, as you all know, are really facing a lot of different challenges. And I just wanted you to, maybe give us some insight on, Miss Margaret, how you're going to be helping those restaurants facing the challenges and with your model, providing them solutions with your software platform.
Yes, well, I'm going to add in just a couple of other things also. I know that this event is also going to be very fun and entertaining for the attendees and the other vendors. You're doing a lot of things that are going to entice the restaurateurs to come. And maybe they haven't been in a few years because of the fire or other, the pandemic and things like that. So I know you're looking at a putt-putt contest where somebody's going to walk away with a new putter, really nice putter, and maybe a trip that might be given away. And again, some really tasty snacks and so forth. So I do just want to encourage the other vendors that are considering joining us, that they get their booths early so they get a great spot, because we hope to pack out the attendees coming to the event. One of the things that we're excited about our company, 6 Degrees, my partner has been a restaurateur for over 35 years in the marketplace. And so we agreed when we started this entity that we wanted to give back to the foundation. So as you were crying, talking about Gabby's story, it was amazing. And I've heard so many other stories like that. we will actually be donating a percentage of our revenue back to the foundation on a monthly basis, so that every restaurateur that does business with us, they'll also be contributing through that process of us donating back to the foundation, so that we can hopefully increase the number of students that get those scholarships and then come right back into the industry as a teacher or a restaurateur, or, owns their own bakery, or all those stories that we heard. So, just briefly, what we do is, it's really information that comes from the guest, and this technology is so simple, but really advanced as far as the information that the restaurateurs receive. For example, there's analytics. It's also a mobile app that they can put on their phone and look at their dashboard anytime they want, as well as their general managers and their stores as well. But for example, I've had clients on the positive and the more positive side be able to very quickly fix things. I have a pizza client that we immediately saw. We had 3 reviews that commented that the pizzas were saltier than normal. And we immediately reached out to that general manager. Sure enough, someone had put the salt in the wrong container, and that they were handing out pizzas that day that had too much salt in them. Now, they do over 1,000 pizzas a week. So what if we had not been able to identify that salt problem early on, and 1,000 pizzas had gotten too much salt because somebody had made a mistake? So the fact that we real time, within 30 minutes of any review coming in, is responded. And if we do see a trend like that, something unusual, then the local manager is contacted immediately so they can fix it. And then on the positive, even more positive side, you'll see the keywords that guests are saying, and it's compiled for you on positive things. So I have a breakfast restaurant group that we work with, and we started seeing a lot of reviews commenting on the strawberry pancakes. And strawberry pancakes is not one of the normal things that we would put in social media. We usually put some of the newer items and things that are a little bit more sexy, if you want to call it that, than the normal strawberry pancakes. But once we saw that, 8 out of 10 people who had the strawberry pancakes gave us 5-star reviews, we immediately started putting strawberry pancakes in the social media. And again, the customer satisfaction scores went up. And, that's also, by the way, a very profitable item for my clients. So the fact that they were selling, 50% more of that pancake also helped them with the revenue. So we turn around and take and put those 5-star reviews right back into emails, text messages, social media, on their website, so that, again, it repeats and gets other people talking about it. The best advertising you can have is your guests talking positively about you and letting other people know about it. So I cannot wait to show these case studies to the restaurateurs that will be coming over during the show.
And what you're saying is so true, Miss Margaret. When people said, it was a quick turnaround for this show. Why are you doing that? You're crazy, because as Miss Margaret knows, this has now consumed my life, and I'm really blessed that my husband is so blessed that he's so patient, as he knows that, it's, as Margaret knows, right? It's all day, all night, all weekend, and I'm just focused on this show. But it's because our industry really needs it, Elizabeth. Our industry, the restaurant industry really needs to hear about these solutions that you folks are talking about to help them increase their profitability, right? And be sure that they can stay in business. If it's not for this show, then, they wouldn't be able to come together to support each other. That's the reason why I'm doing this. So
Absolutely.
Ms. Margaret, thank you so much. So Ms. Elizabeth, what challenges do you see Hawaii's restaurant industry facing and our restaurateurs? And how does what kind of a business solution do they have?
Hawaii's restaurants are facing very high operational costs. Everything is expensive right now. So for us, we are trying to offer affordable, sustainable packaging that helps businesses meet those challenges while reducing their ecological footprint. People eat with their eyes. So if somebody's walking down the street and they see this beautiful acai bowl, and they're going to say, "Hey, where did you get that?" And so we try to find the solution that is best for that customer to help them sell more food and still keep sustainability in mind and be compliant with legislation, which is another challenge that our Hawaii restaurants have had to face over the last several years as well.
I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you for helping them find that solution. And now I'm going to want an acai bowl. See?
I know, right? We were talking about strawberry pancakes and I was like, oh, that sounds delicious.
Restaurant industry. So ladies, before I wrap up this show, I'd like to give you an opportunity. Any closing remarks? I'll start off with Miss Margaret.
Well, again, I just thank you for the opportunity to participate in this year's first 100% food show by the Restaurant Association for the restaurants directly. I think it's going to be amazing. I would say if there are any other vendors or restaurateurs that are out there watching and you want to see a particular vendor at the show that you don't see right when Sheryl launches the app, then to give Sheryl a call and say, hey, here are 4 other vendors that I would love to see at the show. Why don't you reach out and give them a call? And if there are any other vendors out there that can refer others, the more we have there, the better the show will be and the more participation, and everyone will benefit from it. So thank you, Sheryl.
Thank you so much, Miss Margaret. We really appreciate all of your support for the Hawaii Restaurant Association, as well as the Educational Foundation. Miss Margaret is on our executive committee for the board of directors for the Educational Foundation. All right, Miss Elizabeth, any last closing remarks before I end this podcast?
I would just give advice to any first-time attendee is plan your visit, research the exhibitors, download the app. There's a lot of really useful information in the app. You can even set appointments to meet with specific vendors if you want to make sure that you're maximizing your time. Maybe we're all busy. So if you don't have a lot of time to spend there, then plan it, schedule it, and bring a lot of business cards.
Good. Thank you so much, ladies. So mahalo to my guests. Thank you so much, because I know how busy everyone is, for joining us today. And as we wrap up, don't miss a great opportunity to connect with industry leaders, such as Ms. Margaret at the Time Group and M6 Degrees and Sustainable Island Products. You'll see Elizabeth over there in their booth. Mark your calendars for February 26th and 27th. We'll be at the Blaisdell. If you have any questions, our website is hawaiirestaurantexpo.com to secure a spot at the show. And again, this is Hawaii's only event created exclusively by and for restaurateurs and the food service industries. Stay tuned for more episodes as we introduce you to even more Expo highlights and special guests. And we're rolling out our Expo app, so that podcast will be coming out soon too, so that everybody knows how to use it. And if you enjoyed this episode, please like it, share it, and subscribe to stay informed on future podcasts, episodes, and what's going on in the Hawaii food service industry. Your support helps us continue advocating and strengthening Hawaii's food service and restaurant industry. Mahalo for listening, and I can't wait to see you all at the Expo. The Hawaii Restaurant Association is the organization unifying, representing, and supporting the Hawaii restaurant and food service industry. Remember to nourish connections, savor life, eat well, and live well. Until next time, aloha.